Good morning, morning musings by Melinda. It is, what is it? It is 6:30, 2020. It's 6:30 in the morning at 6:30. I think that's a double 9 and 18. That's a 9. It'll be a good day if we start this way together. I want to talk to you about humor today, tongue-in-cheek particularly, because we use humor sprinkled throughout our Facebook, and it's a spiritual page. And why do we do that? And that is because laughter is truly the best medicine. But sometimes when we do things that are tongue-in-cheek, which is a form of sarcastic humor that makes it look like it's serious, we get some serious comments about it. And I get a big kick out of those serious comments because I always think that sometimes spirit uses us to give a message. So I pay real attention to those kind of comments because that may be spirit saying something to me. You know, I'm funny. I like to laugh. I have a good time. I'm sarcastic. I have a dry wit. And I read a book once about emotional abuse, and in it was a chapter on humor where people use humor as a form of being rude or putting somebody else down. When I read it, I thought, wow, that's me. And I learned that from my childhood, of course, as we learn everything. And so I really have to watch not being sarcastic in a manner that puts somebody down and laughing at their expense, because there's a big difference in that. So I've watched that. But tongue-in-cheek is about putting your tongue in your cheek and usually making you wink. And so that it's kind of this kind of a humor. I remember doing a life after life demonstration or an afternoon of spiritual readings, and I got a gentleman, and it ended up being Whitney Houston's father, who dated somebody in my audience. Wasn't that amazing? And I started singing, "I will always love you," and not because I was making fun of that connection, but because the audience kind of went into a because I had John Huston standing behind me in spirit, and he wanted to give a message to somebody that really helped him out and loved on him when they were young. And so I made that joke not because I was being disrespectful. I'm never disrespectful when I'm making jokes in those life after life demonstrations, but I do joke a lot. But the reason for that is the vibrational frequency lifts, and the more fun, the more humor, the more laughter, the more joy, the more we can connect to the other side. When we're doing that kind of downtrodden energy where we're so riddled in grief and so anchored by our perception of what grief means or what dying means, it's when we can't make that connection to the other side. So humor is truly, truly, truly the best medicine. But how? Okay, well, first of all, humor comforts. I lost a friend who I loved dearly. She had adrenal cancer. It was very difficult. She was actually hilarious. She competed in, I think it was Ted Mack's original amateur hour. That was way before America's Got Talent. And she won second prize. Like, she was hilarious. And it was so hard to lose her. And after she passed, the first thing I said to Bill was, I want to go to a comedy. I want to laugh in honor of this person. Because all she did was make others laugh with her dry wit, her tongue-in-cheek humor. And so humor can comfort. We can use humor as a form of comforting ourselves. Sometimes when we're in the throes of the deepest, darkest, most serious issues, we can throw a joke or laughter in there. We're doing that during COVID-19 right now. And all of us are kind of making fun of, we were making fun of the lack of toilet paper. And, you know, now that this is really settled into months and months and months, we got to keep that humor going, guys, because it is what's going to lift our vibration to move us through this thing with the least amount of drag of energy that we can. Humor relaxes. And boy, we know that when you're more relaxed, your immune system is stronger. Humor can reduce pain. When I was a kid in my 20s, I had something like 7 or 8 major surgeries. I had a lot of stuff going on. And I would always be laughing with the doctor and having a good time because that was the best way to reduce that pain. And I see my son, who has had some multiple health challenges, use his humor to reduce the pain. It encourages people to get into a recovery mode when they're laughing over their situation, because again, the cells of your body are dancing in lightness and not vibrating in darkness. Remember, the cells of your body have a consciousness, and when you use that humorful consciousness, it means that they're lit up and they're dancing so that you can heal better. And humor reduces your stress level. Studies show that people who laugh more often have blood levels that show that the stress hormones are reduced to 39, 70, and 38% respectively. So you got to laugh about whatever situation you're in when there's stress. I am so in admiration of people who come in and make jokes with me, even under the worst of circumstances. Humor cultivates optimism. We sure could use that, and helps with communication. And, you know, I see on Facebook our communication doesn't always have a lot of humor. A woman was making a humorful comment about how she holds no judgment regarding racial discrimination, or she holds no judgment. She did it in a tongue-in-cheek way. And instead of people taking it in the spirit in which it was meant, which was she was raised to love on everybody and that everybody was equal, that's what she was saying. But she said it in a humorful tongue-in-cheek way. Holy moly, you should see the comments on that thing. I am, because, you know, they come to me, you know, on my phone. And so sometimes I'll scroll through them and go, wow, you know, I usually answer people on when there's comments, but yeah, that one wasn't even worth kind of commenting on, because it just seemed like, holy moly, yeah. Well, anyway, I just want you to have a humorful day and know that laughter is totally the best medicine. And if somebody's doing something tongue-in-cheek and sarcastically, take a look at it before you react, find a response, and let's all have some fun with whatever situation we're in. And that's easier said than done. I know that people are struggling with the loss of others and others being in the hospital. I have many nurses and many people here in Arizona that are struggling right now, and this talk about humor is in no way disrespectful, but do the best you can to laugh your way into a place that your vibrational frequency remains high. Have a great day.